Ladies and gentlemen, CocoSports.com is proud to present Wrestle AM. And well, wait, guys, no, pull your pants back up, zip it back up, slip it in the sock, whatever. This isn't this kind of show. Yes, I know you're looking at the picture, the CocoSports.com logo. Oh, quite lovely it is. And pictures of several very lovely WWE divas. So we decided to talk about chicks, man. Just all kinds of chicks. Because, hey, it's late. It's the middle of the week. All three of us didn't have anything to do, surprisingly. And so we decided to talk girls. You know, why not? So we're going to talk about our Fave 5 hottest women in WWE today. Why? Because, fuck it, it's our show and we can do that. So you won't actually see any women here on this show. We'll talk about them. And believe it or not, I think one or two actually watch our show, amazingly enough. But you're not going to see them here. We're just going to talk about it. We're going to kind of rank kind of like our Fave 5 of the entire Divas roster, who we think is the hottest. So without further ado, you got the host here. You got me, the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, boom, boom, here live from beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. Then, of course, Dave Kokotis there from Tokyo, Japan. And, of course, join us from sunny South Florida talking about Big Rob. So, guys, let's talk about some hotties, man. So, real quick, man, just overall, before we get into who is the hottest, so strictly, you know, physical appearance, I guess maybe on a shallow level, what do you think about just overall the looks of the current Divas locker room? Dave, let's go ahead and start with you, man. I know you've been, like, spanking it since, like, noon, so I know you're eager to tell us.
Well, first off, I'm really worried about this Fave 5, because anyone who knows me knows I like different type of women than everyone else. So, like, I'm kind of awkward. I'm that guy that's like, what? A fat, nerdy girl who reads Great Gatsby? Sign me up. And then I'm like, the supermodels. I'm like, what a bitch. So I'm a little nervous about my style of women, if it matches, but I think the Divas look pretty amazing. So, that, and I just want to message to trolls, because you know this is going to be troll bait. Google and WWE.com are a thing. You know that, right? And the reason why we're doing this, another reason, is we were asked to do this 8 trillion times. Like, almost every video is being said, who do you think the hottest women are? And I'm pretty sure me, Rob, and Booms have all different looks. And that's one thing I like about the Divas right now. They do have women all different styles and shapes and sizes right now compared to when it was Trish Stratus, Lita, and 90s and other people.
Rob, this is where you talk.
I personally think this generation of Divas is the hottest generation yet, except maybe the crazy lesbian and Trish Stratus. That was a pretty hot era. But considering this is PG, this era is pretty kick-ass, all things considered, for Divas.
All right, and
having me look at it, yeah, I think it's a very overall talented cast, very gorgeous cast. It used to be back in the day, during the Attitude Era, you had about 3 that could wrestle. No, scratch that. 5 that could wrestle. I'm thinking of it right now. You had some that were just there for eye candy, and that was it. Nowadays, they've got the roster. I mean, hey, you got to admit they're all, you know, some lookers there, and they got a little bit of talent, so that really helps out. And you don't bring out what I call useless divas, and useless diva is someone who's just strictly there for eye candy, who doesn't do anything, doesn't contribute. They just go out there, look pretty, and then go to the back.
You mean Eva Marie?
Oh, no, she crawls in the ring from time to time, so...
She shouldn't, though.
It's pretty high. But we're not going off talent, abilities, because this list would look completely different. It's just off looks, and it is all personal preference. Our editor, Jerry O'Neill, runs in early, says, I guess he didn't see current in WWE right now, but he says Lana, Katie Burchill. Katie Burchill had some beautiful eyes. Oksana, Stephanie McMahon, and I'll say Renee just because I'm biased. Renee has a reputation. Schoolie, Wrestling and Combat Sports Talk. Oh, cool. I'll have to check out your show. Schoolie, thank you for the comments. It's in early. Eva Marie, Nikki Bella, Renee Young, Brie Bella, Sasha Banks. It's all personal preference. And of course it is. That's why we have 3 hosts, and that's why we have the
Oh,
conversation.
did NXT Divas count too?
What's that? No,
Did
Jerry's an idiot and doesn't realize how anything works.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll do an all-time one, because we were asked current and all-time, and we're going to be doing a lot more Fave 5. So, in the future, it will be an all-time one. Spoiler! Gail Kim. All right, let's break this down. Booms, I'd like to welcome our special host at Fave 5, Booms.
Welcome here. Should I go ahead and name off my Fave 5, or should I just kind of unveil them one at a time?
One at a time. All right, we should have talked about this off air. Booms, you give your number 5. Rob gives his number 5. I give my number 5. Then 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and blast off. All right, so you give your number 5.
That's why we do prep meetings, sir. That's why we do preps. And you fail, sir, at life. And now everyone here is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
All right. I think she totally counts as a diva. She doesn't get a lot of attention. In fact, I think she flies under the radar. But she's been with the WWE a long time. She is smoking hot, and it's somebody the WWE just absolutely begs to keep around. So I'm going to go with my sleeper here at number 5. I'm going to go with Lillian Garcia.
All right. I don't see it, but all right. I mean,
yeah, I'm with Dave.
I don't
understand, man. She's got some fights.
All right, everyone's got their own preferences. Rob, who's your number 5?
Dave's gonna hate me for this, but my number 5 actually bumped Layla off my list.
What?
Number 6, and it's Stephanie McMahon. Like, Stephanie McMahon is a diva, whether she wants to admit it or not. I'm sure she probably loves it, but she's also smoking fucking hot, and probably the hottest heel in the business.
Yeah, I think Stephanie would be on my list. It's just, age has caught up with her. And I like older women, but she's got a nice butt. But back in the day, yeah, she had bickety bam, bickety boom. My number 5, I love curvy women. I just love not super thin women, and it's hard not to see that many super thin women out in WWE. Basically, it's like everyone's super thin. And even out in the real world, I think she's just beautiful and curvy. Her reputation, or she's accused of being a dominatrix, but then on Total Divas doesn't know what doggy style is. So I don't know how rough she's in bed, but I don't think I'd want her to beat me up. But I think my number 5 is Natalya. I think she's just beautiful, and she's bringing the curves. It's all about the curves. So my number 5 is Natalya. I don't know if our number 5s are even going to be in anyone else's list. But all right, Booms, you're number 4.
Number 4 is somebody I saw in person here in Omaha. I was so close to this diva. I mean, I just could have reached out, wouldn't have to extend my arm all the way, and I could have touched her. I mean, that's how close I was to her. She was, I mean, my God, this girl was cute as a fucking button, man. I mean, she was cute, but dude, the one thing I couldn't get over is how fucking short she is. And I mean, I'm not a tall guy either. I'm not big at all. I'm only like 5'7", and this girl was shorter than me. I mean, made me fucking feel tall. So I know she's got some heat as of lately, but I still doesn't think it takes away from her. So my number 4 is going to be Emma.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We actually have a friend who had sex with her.
Allegedly. all I know is, first off, before you go, Rob, I just want to tell something. When you run a combat sports website, the weirdest fucking people and friends will say they had sex with divas. And back in the day, we had this little newsletter. It made enough money for us to pay our mortgage and stuff, so it was good. It was a nice little living. But we used to have this thing called it was before TNA called it Knockouts. We were out way before that. But we had this thing called the Coco Sports Knockout. And there would be people, and granted, I was skinnier, younger, but I was still ugly as shit, you know what I mean? And there'd be people like, wow, to be on the knockout, to be at Go Sports Knockout, do they have to sleep with you? And I'm just like, what kind of fucking fantasy world do people live in? So either me and Rob know people that have slept with divas, or we know people that are full of shit.
I think it's the latter.
All right, who's your number 4, Rob?
My number 4 is actually the recent Divas champion and newly turned heel, Paige.
Oh, nice.
Because Paige is hot as fuck. She's got that punk rock rebel look. I don't know. She's smoking hot. Paige is awesome.
Well, I bet she knows what doggy style is.
Yeah, I guarantee she knows. That is sexist, but I will go with it. But,
right.
Yeah, she's smoking.
My number 3 just recently, like my number 3 and a couple of mine just recently popped up on my radar. And for some reason, I never found her good looking. And I know she had surgery done, but recently I'm just like, holy shit, what, really? I did not notice you before. It's kind of like working with that girl and, okay, I don't work with any of the divas, but go with me. It's like working with that girl and then you realize how fucking hot she is one day. That happened to me recently with Nikki Bella. I never thought Nikki Bella prior to this was hot. I was like, fuck it, they're twins. That's the only reason they got the job. And maybe, maybe it's Brie. I don't know, but I know Nikki had got some curves, some extra credit going on. But yeah, Nikki Bella is my number 4. My number 4. So I don't know. I just did not find her attractive till recently.
I don't know. The nip slip probably helped, and not to mention she had some work done on those sweater cows.
Yeah. So my number 4 is Nikki Bella. I think I said she was my number 3 earlier, but I don't know.
Hey. I go with the immortal words of the great philosopher Sir Mix-a-Lot. Silicone parts are made for toys.
We used to have a T-shirt that we sold on Coco Sports back in the day, like the old school Coco Sports website. We used to have a T-shirt that says, "I like my wrestling like my tits," and then on the back of the shirt, it's just in big capital letters, "Fake."
Wow.
Actually, one of our best sellers. Maybe we should bring it back. But I don't know. Today's fans are more sensitive. They'd be like, "Think of the tits' feelings." All right, our number 3s.
All right, my number 3 here. She's gorgeous. She's got nice hair. She's got nice long lips. I mean, she's got more legs than like a bucket of chicken. I mean, my God, this girl's fucking smoking hot. I like the eyelashes. Talking about Alicia Fox. Wow.
Oh, I forgot about Alicia Fox.
What?
She might have made a run for 5th.
Rob is erasing it. Like, all right, Michael Cole was my number 2.
He's my number 1.
All right, who's your number? How the fuck do you forget about Alicia Fox? Damn.
I don't know. I just didn't think about it.
Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is actually Naomi. Naomi is hot as fuck.
And she can wrestle.
And she can wrestle.
Yeah, we got accused in the comments of saying Naomi sucks, but I don't remember ever saying that. Do you ever remember?
I am always hyping Naomi. If we did, someone might have messed up and meant to say Cameron.
That's a possibility.
It's my only guess, but yeah, no, I'm pretty sure all of us are on the Naomi bandwagon for wrestling.
And like my number 3, my number 3, just curves, and she even has kind of that fetish fantasy thing going. Lana's my number 3. I think, and at first I was like, because I know this is going to be, I got 2 blondes in my list, but this could be kind of unpopular. I'm not a really big fan of blonde hair women. I was like, whatever. But man, get past the blonde hair. She's got the curves, and she's absolutely fantastic. So my number 3 is Lana. Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to go to number 2 now?
Yep.
All right, oh God, this is where it got tough for me, because, I mean, there's, like, some girls here that, like, just barely didn't make the cut, and because it was like, are you sure it just has to be 5? So I had to narrow it down. Now, this one's already been mentioned here, but she's my number 2, and we want to talk about Paige.
Paige is the best. If wrestling skill were included, she would definitely be higher on my list.
I just feel it coming. Like, I'm like, oh, well, got some heat coming my way. All right. You're number 2, Rob?
My number 2, it was a battle for first, but going just off looks, Eva Marie barely loses out, but she's my second pick. Eva Marie is smoking hot. Like, she can't wrestle. She sucks on the microphone. I don't know what she's good for in the WWE, but she's hot.
I think that's the only thing she is good for. My number 2, she went away from injury, came back, no one cared about her, but she just got a million times hotter. And at first I thought it was just me. Like, I was like, hey, is she hotter? Dude, she's fucking gorgeous. Has she always been this hot? But then I looked back and she had like Throwback Thursday photos, and no, she's way hotter now. My number 2, and by the way, on my list of Fave 5s, number 2, and number 1 could be switchable, but then it's like such a huge gap. You know, like the 3 through 5 is close, and 2 and 1 is close, but from 1 and 2, there's like a gap. You know, and Layla, to me, is just amazing. She's short, she's got curves, and she looks better now than ever. So there's my number 2, Layla. And I haven't always liked her. I think she gained weight, she gained curves. I don't know what the hell happened, but I like it.
She looks awesome.
So, all right, I think we're down to our number 1s. Dun dun dun.
Number 1. If anybody knows me, they should know this is really coming as no surprise. But she's a fellow nerd. Love her to death for it. I actually saw her wrestle live, and this is before she got huge. This is just after she won the, I think it was NXT when they had the whole women's cast, and they were trying to get new wrestlers in there, and she had just won it. So she came out, so I saw her before she got big, and said, she's got a future here. And it was AJ Lee.
That is my number 1 as well. AJ Lee is fucking gorgeous.
Hell yeah.
CM Punk, hats off, sir.
I feel like I'm the guy in the room that's wrong. AJ Lee and Paige didn't make my list.
Well, you are, but that has nothing to do with this list.
AJ Lee didn't make my list. Layla
How many guys did you have to go erase off your list before you got down to the women? About 20?
Oh, I get it. That's a gay joke at my expense.
I think he's starting to catch on, Rob.
My number 1, it was really close. I thought about giving it to Layla, but I've seen her in person. She's absolutely friggin' beautiful. Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox, my number 1.
Yeah. Alicia Fox. Now, I do want to have a note here for WWE. I noticed there's one type of woman that's like completely not represented. No, Dave, I'm not talking about obese.
Asian.
Asian. There you go. You took the word right out of my mouth there, Rob. But Asian. Come on. I mean, not since I think Gail Kim and Savannah have been the only 2 Asian women that they've had as of late, unless I am completely missing somebody. But that's, not that they should just go out and just hire the first Asian woman they see, but I think that's a demographic right there that needs to be served. Maybe even Middle Eastern.
Yeah, it would be great. Plus, Awesome Kong, the Asian. But if they had Awesome Kong and Asians, it would be 4 Asians and Awesome Kong. In Hawaii, they used to nickname me White Rice. And White Rice means you're a white guy that only dates Asians.
Is that what you are?
But no, it's good. I found out. Look, I could be wingman for both of you, because you're like number 1 girl is even in my top 5. I do find her beautiful, but she did not make it, and that is.
Oh, so you would fall on top of the hand grenade?
Oh, without a doubt. I was always that guy. All right, so we answered the question, top 5.
I do want to say though, if personality had been included based off Total Divas, Brie Bella would be my number 1 in a heartbeat.
She's a good person. I never watched Total Divas.
She seems like an awesome person.
All right. So, Well, how is Natty? I only asked that because I see the YouTube clip where she doesn't know what doggy style is, and then I read someone suing her for being a.
Yeah,
Natty?
she's a crazy person. No, the funniest episode involving Layla, aside from the setup fight they had with Summer Rae at her house in Florida. No, the really funny one was Bree decided to rent a bus so Daniel Bryan could recuperate and rest up while he was on the road. So she rented, like, it was really expensive. So she rented this bus and it had all this space on it and all these beds. So she pretty much went through a few of the Total Divas and the ones that were in relationships with wrestlers got to go, including Natalia and Tyson Kidd. And then it's one of those, they're just kind of sitting there talking, and then all of a sudden you hear these blood-curdling screams from the bathroom. Natalia calling for Tyson Kidd. It's like, TJ, get in here, TJ. And it turns out she had put Icy Hot on herself before she went to the bathroom, and when she went to the bathroom and finished up, some of that Icy Hot got places where it's not intended to be.
It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
So
that's why we're better than you, Dave. We've watched Total Divas.
All right, let's go over 5. We'll do some live comments, and then that's a question. This is a Fave 5 question a lot of guys ask, but then we got a women's question. So to even it out, so we don't feel horrible going to sleep tonight. My Fave 5 again: 5 Natalia, 4 Nikki Bella, 3 Lana, 2 Layla, and number 1 Alicia Fox. Booms, your Fave 5?
Had Lillian Garcia, Emma, Alicia Fox, Paige, and AJ Lee. I should also mention here that Fran Yelly just typed in his Fave 5. He's got Summer Rae, Nikki Bella, Natalia, AJ, and Layla. Ooh, way to go, Fran Yelly.
Layla is bringing it. Layla is bringing it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Rob, your Fave 5?
Stephanie, Paige, Naomi, Eva Marie, and AJ Lee with an honorable mention of Brie Bella.
All right, and Tiffany Nikki says Cameron is half Asian. Why did I find her almost double attractive right away? Like, whoa, you didn't tell me she was half Asian. Gentlemen, move out of the way. I'm on the Cameron bandwagon. And Rick, 1982, says my Fave 5 hottest women in WWE are Alicia Fox, AJ Lee, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, and Layla. So there you go. All right, you ready?
Damn, Naomi doesn't make any of you guys' list. I'm disappointed in a lot of people right now.
Dude, this was 5 out of 5, bro. Come on. It was tough as hell to make this list.
Rob,
I'm just.
Say that again. Who are you disappointed didn't make anyone's list?
Naomi.
Yeah.
I will say, the WWE, she does not look nearly as hot on as she does on Total Divas.
Well, maybe no one watches Total Divas, Rob. Maybe that's the problem.
That is a problem.
All right, let's get the question. Boom, you got the question that women have asked us before?
Yes, I will.
Is Dave Batista's dick? Now, that's a... Fuck, who does the shoot interviews? Shit, Kayfabe Commentaries question. No, Kayfabe Commentaries and all their shoot interviews, someone asked the guest, how big is Dave Batista's dick? By the way, Kayfabe Commentaries, pretty goddamn good at shoot interviews. Go ahead.
Oh, anyway, sorry. Here's the question we'd be getting here. This is from the ladies, so I guess we can all answer it. They want to know, what things do you find sexy in a woman besides her looks? Now, need I remind you that we're all in relationships here, and anything that we say can and will be used against us in an argument somewhere at some point in the future should any significant other see this video. So I strongly suggest you choose your words carefully.
I'm not. I'm a free man. Suckers.
All right, so who wants to go first? Should I go first?
Yes, Dave, I want to see you dig this hole.
Dude, I don't even give a shit. I already got this down because I'm not a looks guy. First off, she has to be smart. Dude, nothing is more attractive than a smart woman. Second, she has to be like, she has to be like I don't know, like a leader, but not a bitch. You know what I mean? She has to be like, hey, Dave, it's not a good idea to put your dick in a toaster and not be a bitch about it. Like, you know what? You're absolutely right, hon. If she reads, I'll be on the subway, and if someone's reading, oh, man. I do a lot of crazy references if they get the crazy references. Like, I'll say something stupid, and then she'll be like, oh, it's from this old book. And I'll be like, take me now.
Then he starts taking off his clothes, and the cops get called, you know.
Homestar Runner references. Any girl who can drop a Homestar Runner reference, you had me at it's not calm. Let me see. I'm trying to think what else. Charity, of course. Charity. Treating people the same. Like, if I go meet a celebrity, the girl I'm with treats her the same way as if I meet a homeless person. I find that to be attractive. And laugh and have a good time no matter the situation. Like that one girl at work who's always having fun no matter what's going on, that's sexy. That, my friends, is sexy. So, there you go. That's my list. There's probably a lot more. Obviously a gamer, video gamer, have fun. That's pretty much having fun. It has a lot to do with it. Being smart and having fun. So, there you go. All right, Rob. What's your list?
For me, the most important thing is definitely playfulness. I just want to have fun. I don't care. Like, if you were dumb as a box of rocks and you're hot, if you can have fun and take a joke, then I'm all in.
Well, I don't know, because they just laugh at anything.
Yeah, but I'm hilarious, and I like having that reinforced, so I'm good with that.
I don't know, dude. I'm gonna steal a line. One time, this is a grandpa moment. Boom. So we'll get your list in a second. I just gotta have a grandpa moment. One time there was this big hole in New Jersey, and the cops were like, "We gotta cover it up," and I was like, I showed the cops. I was like, "No, cops, listen, we don't have to cover up the hole. It's safe. Look, I'm gonna BMX," and my friend goes, "Hey, dude. Why not fucking do a tabletop? That's kind of like where you go sideways with the bike, you and the bike." And I'm like, all right, hit the ramp, do a tabletop, and then show the cops how awesome you are while how safe it is. And of course, I think this is a great idea. And the cops back then, they didn't beat people. Well, not as bad. Nowadays, you're like, well, I think it's safe. I'll show you what's safe. And so I go down, I go as fast as I can. I'm like, dude, I'm a tabletop. But there's a telephone pole right next to this hole. I get huge air, go tabletop, and just smash my body against the telephone pole, and the bike goes flying straight ahead. And I'm like, oh, my rib cage. And the cop looks over me and gave me the best advice ever. He's like, fill in the hole, and definitely only marry a woman who's smarter than you. And sadly, I got that advice 2 more times. Once in the Marine Corps and once by my uncle. So I think that's the best advice you can give a dumb guy. Make sure you marry someone smarter than you.
I can't believe you did all that crazy stuff with your mom in front of the cops, man.
No, she wasn't there. It was a bunch of neighbors complaining, though. But my mom being there would have been a lot better, because that means she would have been there.
I think you missed it, Dave.
This sad moment is brought to you by orphans. Go support your local orphanage today.
Way to ruin it and make me feel guilty. Way to go, guy.
That's where I'm going with. All right, Booms. You've heard a grandpa moment. You've heard 2 lists. What do you find attractive in a woman besides her looks?
And her penis.
I know. I bet your mom too. Let's see.
I love how we're talking about hot women, and we go back into 6th grade with mom's jokes every 5 seconds. You're like, you know what?
No,
let's do the good old 6th grade material tonight.
Old Faithful.
All right, Booms, go ahead.
All right. I would have to say first and foremost, maturity, because if I have to date another fucking woman who has a goddamn princess complex, I'm gonna blow my goddamn brains out. I've done that before. Dave, you were there for most of it. It was fucking horrible, so I will never ever do that again. sense of humor is definitely up there because I like, you want to be with someone who likes to laugh. And that's key. And someone who is pretty much just as big as a nerd as I am, because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you tell people that one of your hobbies is, oh, I do podcast of I talk about pro wrestling with a guy who lives in Japan, several times a week, and I'm watching pro wrestling, and then when I'm not doing that, I'm pretty much watching Cartoon Network and Comedy Central. You better make sure that someone has that kind of same interest, and it's like, ooh, I'll sit there and watch it with you, who's just as big as a nerd as you. So those are pretty much my top three.
I love the use of a your mom joke leading into maturity is the most important thing.
All right, so let's check out live comments. If not, we'll wrap up this Fave 5. There will be more Fave 5s. We'll do one of the hottest women in pro wrestling of all time. Maybe we'll do one for the TNA knockouts. We're going to plan on doing more Fave 5s and more shows.
I like how you think you can get us to watch TNA with that ploy.
Yeah, that was my trick. I was like, you know what? I want to get these son of bitches to watch TNA. Dude, I've literally asked like 23 different people to host the show, because normally I want to host a show with someone I know or has experience and is over 18. So I have those qualifications. I can't find anyone that wants to host TNA. Man. And the closest I got was Martin Dunn watched 2 segments, and he's like, I'm out. James Legend watched like the first segment, and I'm like, I'm out. TNA's improving. Just no one... TNA has this track record of it improves and gets worse.
If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a noise. If TNA has a good show but no one tunes in to watch it, did it really happen?
Well, hopefully one day. One day I'll find.
Yeah, they're about to round that. They're about to turn the corner. We've been saying that for the better part of a decade.
Yeah, if they even keep their TV deal.
All right. Let's leave on a positive note. Women are attractive. Booms. Show them why you're the best man in the business at whatever you do.
Exactly. I want to tell everybody to go check us out at kokosports.com. That's KOCOsports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes mixed martial arts, boxing, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, kickboxing, judo, taekwondo. If you can get your nose broke doing it, we got you covered there at the site. So be sure to check it out. We've got Coco's Corner, including a guest editorial from one of the members of the Internet Infantry. That's from Zachary Watts, so be sure to give that a read. And you can also visit our news and gossip section as well as our video on demand section. So if you want to check out some of the things we've been ranting and raving about, we've got it there at kokosports.com. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's where the world goes to kick ass.
Rob, it's your time to shine, buddy. Your moment of fame.
I like boobies.
All right. I just pictured you saying that, like in a Walmart. You just grab the mic. Attention. Attention. I like boobies.
I would do that if they left the mic out.
We used to always do something. I used to work at a television network, and we did news, and we used to do that shit all the time. Like, out of nowhere, like, ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news. I like boobies. Like, we used to always be, like, in the back, and fucking, like, this is such a dick thing to do. But the people that post news, they're fucking robots. They read the teleprompter, and they're goddamn robots. Well, we used to try to fucking slip them pieces of paper in their notes that say, breaking news, I love puppies, or something crazy. And it never worked. It never works. You can see, though, you can always see them get very angry. So if you ever watch the news and someone's getting angry, it's just for like a quick second, there's a good chance someone on my network just handed them a piece of paper that said, breaking news, I like boobies. Do you ever fuck around like that? Because you work behind the scenes in news. Booms.
No, I can't put in fake stuff because, I mean, if it's just screwing around, like when the first news station I ever worked at, we had a meteorologist that used to type in, like in the script, first forecast and everything, and we would go down there, and it would be like the intros. He knew pretty much that any producer or the anchors would change it, so he would come up with these outrageous like intros to his weather that he knew nobody was going to read. He'd be like, "Hello, Chris Old Bean. What do you say about the thermal dynamics coming towards our way?" And knowing that we would just change it, but as far as me putting in kind of like joke stuff to have fun, if I do, I never leave it in there. But I don't really screw around kind of like that way at work.
Booms, hopefully you find a job. Hopefully you find a job where you could screw around. Because that's all that life's about. It's
I don't know, I'd like to work for cocosports.com and then pretend to write novels and maybe teach 2 hours a week. That'd be great.
I think you're trying to make fun of me, and I got feeling. All right? Just because I only work outside my house 2 hours a week. Don't judge me for that. This is my life. It's my life. It's now or never. I love Bon Jovi. Anyway, some people say we get off the rails after fucking we do our plugs. I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, go to cocosports.com, K-O-C-O sports.com, or .net. It takes you to the same place. And with that, I am over.